What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning into Channel 99 today. We've got Meridian Movement. They're a local band. These guys are... What are you guys, like punk influenced? Like, what do you, I didn't even ask you guys on the studio. What kind of music you guys make? You guys are just a mesh of everything. We got to talk about the influences you guys have a little bit.
I mean, we are kind of just a mesh of everything, and I don't even think we figured out our sound yet, right?
Yeah, it's still evolving. I mean, it's
sure.
It's kind of cool, but yeah, it is today. We go anywhere from some new metal kind of vibes, if you will, hoppy-ish kind of beats, to very melodic. To one of our last songs is slight punkish, if you will.
It's like
pop punk
a
little bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
But trying to always incorporate an element of heaviness in there. I think in anything we do, and even some influenced even down to Smashing Pumpkins, if you will. But yeah, a mesh of a lot of items. I still consider, just generally speaking, hard, I guess, alternative hard rock, if you will.
Yeah.
Not to get too, some people get really defined.
Oh, yeah.
In like the genres they play. They're like a subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, so you guys are alternative rock. Basically is what you guys are. Yeah.
We're more in black metal.
Yeah. There's so much, and nowadays they break everything out at such a granular level, and everybody wants to be so defined and so individualized, when in reality they sound like everybody else that's trying to do the exact same thing, and it's difficult. It's a very saturated world nowadays with music, and we talk about this on the episode. Like, now music is so intertwined. You've got country artists mixing with rap artists and
Rap tree.
You've got like all different. You call it rap trap?
Rap tree.
Rap tree.
Yeah, rap tree.
And they've got what they call it, like trap metal now, and they've got all these different mixed genres, and so it's not surprising that most people find that they may have a minute, more like just a minute amount of influence within one area versus another area, and so they're going to lean towards that and put it in the title, and it's just whatever, man. You guys make good music, you guys jam, just go get up there and make music and make people feel good, right?
That's right.
But yeah, we have a great conversation. We talk a lot about that. What else did we talk about? I kind of forgot. It's been a little while.
It has.
Yeah, so it's been a couple minutes. You guys crushed it. So everybody who is listening right now, stay tuned to the end, because stay tuned to the second part, because we actually do an unplugged set. Those of you who are my followers are familiar with this format. I usually will do a show, and then we will drop like 3 to however many songs an artist wants to do, and you kind of get a little bit of an introduction to these people and why they deserve time in a studio. And these guys definitely deserve to get their music out there. They're very talented. They're very mature in the way they handle themselves, and I've seen them on stage. I've had them in studio twice now, at least. Will and a few of the others. Alex is his first time.
Yep, absolutely.
And it was an awesome experience. Thank you for coming on. So,
thank you for having us.
Yeah, dude, most definitely. It was a last minute thing. We scheduled this last night at the concert.
Yeah.
which was a really good concert.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Shout out to local talent. I'm very impressed with all the bands that went out last night. Every time I go to a show and I see local talent, I notice that it gets better and better and better. And it's a very competitive. I think it's a very competitive area for the most part.
The standard's
high. But it's also very dramatic. So you take it with a grain of salt, because I'm familiar with a lot of the bands, and I hear a lot of the ongoings behind the scenes, and a lot of it, in my opinion, is just it's the standard industry stuff, things that people deal with, whether you work in data, or you work in music, or what is it that you do again outside of this?
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Your wife. You're married to a doctor. Dude, yes. I envy you. Oh, man. That's so cool. I had off mic, I can tell you a story about my teacher who influenced me to be a stay-at-home dad one day. So someday I hope that I built up the credentials and I've worked hard enough to be a stay-at-home dad and marry a wife who's like, I will not stay at home and raise children. I got it. This is me. I got you. We're perfect. No, I think that'd be badass, man. So, and we talk about parenthood, right?
Yes, we do.
Fatherhood. And being a musician, being an influence, all kinds of stuff. So everybody make sure that you subscribe, give us 5 stars, pass the episode along. Also swing by rhinorush.com and use our promo code channel9915. That's CHANNEL 9915. You get 15% off your entire order. They are soon going to be coming out with some really awesome stuff. So make sure you keep that code handy. But in the meantime, they also have currently a really good line of stuff. So go ahead and get stacked up and get jacked up on some Rhino Rush. Also swing by ProEdgeNutrition.com. That's my company. Enter channel 9925. You're going to get 25% off on your order. And again, there, get stacked up and get jacked up. We sponsor people from the UFC, NCAA. We have a awesome roster of athletes that we do not pay who take our product because they like it, and I think it works because I made it and I use it and I think it works. So, and then also make sure that you swing by BattleCoApparel.com and use channel 9910. That is a good friend of mine. She is somebody who had just launched an awesome clothing company called Battle Co Apparel, obviously. Go ahead and use that code. I don't make any money. All of my proceeds go to the charity of her choice. And she works directly with many. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey.
See ya.
Peace.
Shut up and sit down.
We'll see if somebody actually tunes in. I've got like an actual chat thing down here. I don't know. I've never done this before. Everybody listening in on channel 99, thank you for tuning in. We've got with us Will, the lead singer of Meridian Movement here in Boise, Idaho.
Hey, Al.
Yeah, and then we got Alex. And you are the lead guitarist?
What are you? Just guitar.
Just guitar?
It's guitar, kazoo.
Nice, dude. That's what's up. So how long's the band been together total?
Originally, we started late 2007.
No, 2017.
17, sorry, yeah, 17. That would be a long time, yeah. And then I think the lineup you see today is not even, is it a year? Barely a year, if anything.
No, we're still not.
We're not a whole year yet.
Yeah, we're like 11 months with this current lineup.
Yep.
Nice. And how did that work as far as the band that you started? Did you add more people?
We ended up having a couple people
replace
drop off.
People? Yeah. Okay, gotcha. That's crazy. And so what instruments have you guys replaced in the band? Who's all original, I guess?
Us
just
two.
You two.
Us two, and then we added Paul, the drummer, and then he recruited his former bassist from his previous band, Peace Be Still.
Nice.
Brandon, I mean he's awesome on bass.
Yeah.
And I mean he adds just kind of a jazzy feel to it, but it works very very well. He's a very talented guy. I think from a music theory standpoint, I think he probably knows the most. Him and Paul know the most.
Do you guys do you have a lot of the same bands that have influenced your style? Does that resonate with a lot of the people in the band, or do you guys all have different kind of musical tastes and backgrounds?
I would say that our tastes match pretty similar.
Yeah.
And then you have Paul's, which is close but a little different, and Brandon's, which is just everywhere.
Yeah, I'd say Brandon's probably on the classic rock, and of course he actually plays in 2 bands. Does double duty. He plays for goodness, what's the other band? Nude Oil, yes, very awesome band. But punk is the takeaway, right? He's very, very into that, and I think he's a talented guy. Paul, yeah, he likes all kinds of genres in the rock arena. I'd say in the groove rock arena, if you will. And us a happy medium. I would say not too heavy, but definitely not too soft either.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I love punk. That's what I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
NoFX.
Oh, love NoFX.
Yeah. Like my first concert was, I think, MXPX, and I think my second one was, I want to say it was NoFX. I think it was probably Warped Tour, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that was back in the day. That was popular though, I guess, with a lot of kids who were in skateboarding and stuff. Because
skate punk, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. So. And then everybody got into rap right after that. I just remember my friends who I used to go to punk shows with all the time. They ended up getting into a bunch of rap, and I just never got into it. I kind of transitioned more to like heavier music, but I did get into hip hop, but it wasn't like as much as like rap, like the gangster stuff. Yeah, it was more like Talib Kweli, High Tech, stuff like that. So Stone Sour Records, like MF Doom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those guys. But that's kind of music I used to. I still really get into it, but now it's everything, man. It's crazy how back in the day there was like the goths and like the punks, and there were all these cliques, and they only listened to like that music, and that's what defined them, and defined who they were and how they lived, and now it's like everybody just loves all kinds of music.
It's crazy awesome.
At least that's kind of the vibe I get. Like the shows that I go to nowadays, I think I see, I guess, like a greater dynamic. Like the demographic isn't so
true. I mean, like I saw you at the Inflame show.
True.
And there was every type of person there.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
all age ranges, everything.
Yeah. Social media probably has like a big, like a big part in bringing a lot of those groups together, because I think, it's a place online, at least. It's a place where people find things in common that they otherwise wouldn't, meet somebody, in public, It's not like a lot of those groups are going to mingle outside of maybe knowing that they have something in common. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wonder if somebody's here. Somebody might be here. They're not. She'd keep going. I apologize about that, everybody. I wonder if we're actually streaming on Twitch. Everybody, follow me. It's just Channel 99 Studio on Twitch. But I literally just set this up, so it's probably just like it's probably a dud. I probably need to fix something. It's probably like a setting I need to hit. But either way. So you guys have how many songs? You just put out your EP.
Yeah, and it's funny. We
which is really good.
We put a cluster of songs out, but I mean, recorded wise, I think we have five or six songs recorded. 4 of which have been played, 4 have been played on the radio. And then we just released 2 to Randy from 100.3 The X on his exclusive show, and he's going to play one of them this Sunday, and then hopefully hear the next one, hopefully in the Sundays
in the weeks
after.
To follow. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we have what is it, 8 songs or so, 9 songs or something like that, probably more.
I think we're actually up to 10 now.
Are we? Gotcha. Yeah. And of course,
a lot. That's good.
And we retired, I think, a couple of them. And I think I think it's fairly normal. We're, we may or may not like something, and I think at the beginning it was interesting because there wasn't a lot of original material, so we kept everything, right? And as we got better songs and more involvement with everyone in the band, we started gradually retiring the ones that we didn't quite feel that made the cut. So. which is fine. No big deal on that. I've heard of bands back in the day of, they'd come out with, 40 songs or something back when albums were a big deal, and they would cut at least 10 songs. It takes me a long time just to come up with one song, right? Mm-hmm. Let alone cut 10 songs out of an album. But
well, nowadays I see a lot of bands just releasing singles on singles on singles instead of doing what I think I would do is I'd kind of break it out to do 3 songs every 4 or 5 months, or every 3 months or something like that. Just little teasers, but then also build up to an actual album. Yeah. So tease, drop. Mm-hmm. Because
I think that's how it should be done. Because the album, it's just, there's so much nostalgia with it, mm-hmm. and it just seems like all of these new bands are starting to get away from that.
Yeah.
Which I hope they don't, but yeah.
And by that, you mean by releasing these singles, basically, every month and a half, they're dropping a single every 2 months, right?
Yeah, but they never actually really come out with an album.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I can understand the engagement. You want to keep people engaged, but you can do that by giving them behind the scenes footage.
That's true.
Yeah. There's ways to kind of extend it and keep because again, there's so many bands out there that you have to keep your following engaged, otherwise there's somewhere else is gonna steal your spot in their timeline, basically. Yeah. Because if they're not clicking on your stuff because you're not putting anything out, if it's not in front of them, if they're not stopping, the algorithm behind it, if they're not stopping and looking at that for more than a half of a second, and it's not getting timed in, you got to have something that's going to catch their eye and make them stop for a second or make them click on it or whatever. But when you it's cool when you drop a single and you get a ton of feedback on that, but then you keep dropping another single, you're going to get a lot of feedback, but it's not going to be consistent in between because people know you're going to be coming out with another single.
Right.
They have nothing to wait for. It's like somebody who drops the price on bread from $1 to 79 cents, right? And you get used to that 79 cents.
Yeah.
And then they bring it back up to $1 and you're like, no, I'm not spending $1. See ya. Peace out. People are going to start expecting it. So as soon as, groups quit providing that consistency in their publishing, people are just going to drop off. They're going to find somebody else because they're going to get 4 songs from somebody and they're going to be stuck on those 4 songs for a long time. At least for long enough to just kind of forget about, the one last song they listened to by another band. I don't know. As a consumer, that's how I see it.
Right. I think it's also fair to say that as a consumer, when you just want to buy, say, a group of songs, right? Buying an album, even on digitally, right? It's very easy to just say, okay, fine, I'll just do the $10, or maybe less, and just get the group of songs right away, just from a pure convenience side, as opposed to, well, let me click on all these singles and then buy them all together, right? But yeah,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, right.
Just give me the whole album.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't care about singles. Just give me the whole album. Yep. Maybe give me 1 or 2 or a teaser, again, behind the scenes or something like that, and get me excited to buy your album.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I see it. So I don't run these bands. I don't. These music groups, it's everybody. I mean, it's in every scene. I see it on my timeline with all kinds of artists from everywhere, and I see singles all the time, and I'm like, cool, but give me a CD, give me something I can put on repeat when I'm working out. We Were Giants, I don't think they put enough songs on that CD. I was like, you guys needed 3 or 4 more songs, because that was a good enough CD to where I could put it on repeat and work out to it. Your guys' EP is one of them too. It's pretty sick. There's how many songs?
The old school one, that one had 3 of them on there.
3.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, just 3.
Okay. No, I downloaded
just because we had to rush it.
Yeah, we were.
But yeah,
we were rushing that one. Yeah, it was a makeshift one. I think we had less than a week, right, to just come out with something.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was because
I remember you.
We
I
had
think
that
you told me
weird
about that.
scenario where it was like right before the July Free X show, and Randy texts me, and he's like, "Can you guys do the Free X show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the one in
My camera busted. Hold on, keep talking.
the one in 3 days," and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Sure."
So you guys had 3 days to put that together.
Yeah, we had 3 days to get a quick CD of what we had and shirts.
And how'd you do?
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't, from a CD standpoint, there wasn't too many options that I could do online to get it cheap. So we ended up doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
So my wife has this like silhouette thing that it's essentially a cutter.
Yeah.
It just cuts things and whatnot, and I had her do some things, for the CD. But I mean, it was a tangible item,
No, that's cool, though, and
we
it's
were just
handmade.
it's complete, punk rock. Just
Did look
get
good
it done,
though, yeah?
right? Get it done.
Dude, my camera. Hold on. I have to look this thing. I'm gonna let my camera just kind of fade out. Sorry, guys. So then, where are you guys at now with recording, and like how many songs? Did you guys kind of already brushed over this, right? You guys have some songs on deck.
Yeah, I think we have like four right now on all major platforms, and we have 2 more coming out.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and then the material we still at least have 2 more songs. I think we're quite ready to start on the recording process, which is interesting. We just got together, combined our resources and outboard gear and created a little mini studio in Paul's upstairs area.
Nice.
And
Nice.
yeah, it's coming out great from a recording side of thing. It's actually the way we're recording is pretty nice. And then of course we outsource the mixing and mastering.
And do you outsource like locally? Do you guys go through somebody?
We did for one song. We had Blake
Nice.
from We Were Giants. He helped us with our single that's coming out actually tomorrow, Kapow.
Oh,
that Randy's
congrats,
gonna-
dude! That's
yeah.
dope. Hell yeah! Well, I look forward to listening to that. I'm sure you guys will post it. Dude, that's way dope. I think he mentioned that he was gonna do a song for you guys, but I never followed through with that. I never bugged him about it. He's moving in like tomorrow.
He is?
Yeah, he's moving in that room tomorrow.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet,
Yeah,
man.
he needed a place to live, and my tenant.
I remember him talking to me about it.
Yeah, my tenant. He unfortunately he had an issue. The company he's working for right now, they're going through a rebrand, so they're like, and it's not just like a rebrand. They're like rebranding the entire business. So they have like backstock, like $10 million in backstock product.
Okay.
So when you're rebranding, it costs a lot of money to have to relabel everything or get rid of it. You have to take a loss on it. You have to sell it at cost at the most,
Yeah.
Got to liquidate because they have to redo everything. But unfortunately, that company is going through a tough time just because that's just what happens when that's going on. So he's like, hey, man, unfortunately, I don't know if I can get rent because like this is the situation with work. And I was like, all right. Well, it just so happened that Blake needed a place to stay, and I told him, if like there was any opening, that he'd be on the top of the list. So yeah, he got it, dude.
Nice.
Let's hope he pays rent on time. I'm joking. I'm sure he will. I've never, one thing I've never had a problem with, people paying rent late. I've never really had an issue with that. If it's been late, people have explained it to me, and they've let me know like ahead of time so I can kind of manage my money. But yeah, consistently, I think for the most part, people are pretty good. At least the people I've come in contact with who have lived in my house, about 5 people, 6 people, and they've all paid on time. There is another consistency though, and a lot of them don't know how to cohabitate. They've like lived with somebody else who kind of took care of them, and so I think like certain behaviors kind of, you know, they translate into other parts of their lives, and those things run kind of parallel with like the things that I noticed that they have in their personal lives. I kind of noticed there's a parallel with the way that they live and cohabitate, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. It's like I get to be kind of like a, what do you call them, a sociologist or psychologist? Sociology, isn't that like the study of people, right?
Yes.
Like human interaction and shit like that. So I kind of feel like an adjunct sociologist just chilling here. And then I also have like a studio where a lot of them come in, you know, like I get to hear people's problems, things I don't post. But no, it's a good spot, dude. But yeah, that's something I've noticed, at least with people in general. At least they take care enough to like pay, mostly because they're not on contract. And I think I've told every single one of them, if you don't pay me, like there's no squatters rule. Like I can literally pick your shit up, put it outside, and you can't come in my house, or it's trespassing, and I can call the cops. That's real life, because I looked it up. That's why I don't contract people. I'm not going to take a deposit. I don't really care if you screw my house up, bail, like, you know. But people, for the most part, they're very respectable. They understand that like things cost money, but yeah, dude, it's interesting. Just people are just interesting, and having to live with a lot of them recently, you know, just having a house that people can rent, it's like really interesting. Just people
I bet.
in general, dude.
Oh, you're braver
you're
than I am.
married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course
both
you're
married.
You're both married.
Just not to each other.
A long time though, right? You've got how many kids?
Just one.
Just one. That's right. And you've been married how long?
You're gonna get me in trouble here.
It's a couple years.
Let's go with.
Let's go with
15, maybe 14.
Yeah, so you've lived with the same person a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, like your whole life. Basically.
Yeah,
your
she
whole
puts up with
adult
me.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Been married 13 years and have 5 kids.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
He just keeps having them.
That's right. We're done now.
I grew up in a big family. So.
Yeah, it's, you know, a lot of times, you know, folks will say, "Well, you're Mormon and all that." It's not that. I mean, I grew up in I have, you know, step siblings and whatnot, but I grew up in a single. I was the only child, right, growing up, and so if you would have asked me, "Hey, will you ever have 5 kids?" the answer would have been, "Heck no."
No.
Right, and no one ever says, "Yeah, hey." You know, especially as they get older, right? You know, no one says, "Hey, I'm going to do predictive analytics, right, for my job," right? You know, as a kid, right, or I'm going to have 5 or 6 kids. No one says that, but you know, life happens, and you know, it's one of those where, you know, you have 3, might as well have another 2.
You know what?
Keep it going.
I can't judge. 'Cause I don't have a kid. I have a dog. I would not want 5 more dogs, 4 more dogs. You know, I wouldn't want like a litter, but I can understand because my siblings have. My sister has 3 boys, and I have another brother who has 2 boys and 2 girls. You know, and then my other siblings also have like 3 boys and, you know, boy and a girl. So and 3 girls. You know,
Yeah.
2 girls and a boy. So I mean, like lots, but they all have like 3 or more, basically. I don't have kids. I'm not married. So I'm kind of like the oddball in the family, but by that I mean I'm just kind of like Uncle Tim.
You get to spoil them, right?
Which is cool. Yeah, I mean I'll find somebody, I'll get married again, and like I'll have kids. But I'm kind of the same way with you, but the opposite, right? When I was younger, I would have thought that by my age now, I would never thought I like, you know, had businesses or anything like that, or would, you know, do the work that I do. But I always thought that I'd be married. I have like 3 kids by now, because like the most kids I ever wanted to have was 3. I was like, yeah, I'd love to have like 2's good, 3 max. So that for me was kind of like, yeah, I want to have my kids by the time I'm like 30, 35 at the oldest. That way, you know, I can enjoy my adulthood. Yeah, you know, I'm going on. I'm going to be 34 this year, and I mean, I'm not even dating anybody. So it's whatever. But life you would never predict, you know, back in the day.
No, not at all.
That you would have 5 kids.
No.
That I wouldn't even have a child or be married at 33, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you guys ever think you'd be rock stars?
I think my kids are the only ones that believe I'm a rock star. Everyone's like,
My nephew wants to be a trash man, and my brother also, when he was a kid, wanted to be a trash man. So I'm like, dude, you know what? Trash men are actually kind of cool. Dude, my nephew freaks out when he sees the trash man. He's like, yeah. He's funny. He's like 4 years old, just stoked on life, dude. That age it's precious, right?
No,
like
totally.
Those kids are absolutely fun because they're like just now forming their sentences good enough, and they understand you, and like when you say something and they get it, and they're just like, what? They blow your like their like mind is completely blown by you, and it's something like so simple, right?
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so funny. So proud of themselves all the time. I always take pictures of him. He's like, Uncle Timmy, look at my ice cream. And I'm like, Tatum, let me take a picture of you and your ice cream. And he's all stoked on his ice cream.
He's all like,
Can you
yeah.
take a picture of me, Uncle Timmy? Yes. He's so funny. Yeah. But, yeah, it's interesting watching my siblings raise kids, you know, because I would have never thought, watching my siblings raise kids, I would have never thought this is the way that they would have punished their child. Like growing up, I would have never thought, how's my brother gonna like affect like, or how's my brother gonna be like handling his son when he's throwing a temper tantrum? You know, when I'm a kid, I never would have thought that. You know, and now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, yeah, all my siblings, they handle it pretty good. They handle it pretty good, surprisingly. Because some of the temper tantrums I've seen, I'm like, dang, girl. This is crazy. I don't know how you do it.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. No. I guess that's kind of I guess that's part of your growth, right?
Yeah.
As a parent, you learn a lot of patience.
Oh, that's for sure.
You learn a lot of self-control, a lot of emotional control. You start to recognize your emotional intelligence or lack thereof.
More the latter.
Yeah. I can only imagine, because my dog, man, sometimes I lose my shit, and she's just like, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You know, like, she's out there causing a ruckus. I could only imagine, like, if I had 3 kids, I'd be like, what's going on? No wonder moms go crazy, dude. No wonder they go crazy. My sister proposed like a mom cast, because she's got the 3 boys, and she wants to bring like other moms on, talk about just like being a mom. Basically, they just want to come over and get drunk. They want to drink wine and talk about just like being a mom, which I think would be absolutely hilarious. So I think there'd be a good crowd for it.
Totally.
Reach a very broad demographic, you know, like the stay-at-home moms who just listen to that all day.
Especially in this region.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And she's got a really good personality. So I think as a host, not because she's just my sister, but because like as a person, she's got a really vibrant personality. She sounds good on a mic, you know, like somebody who could probably add a little value to my studio. So
nice.
Yeah, dude. How long have you been playing guitar, man?
Off and on since I was 16. Yeah.
Wow. And you're how old?
I'm 30. Good gravy. 38.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. You look a lot younger than that.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Yeah. Will, how old do you look? I mean,
what?
How old are you? And how old does he look?
Well, you can't say that now.
Yeah, because I thought you were probably my age, like 33, 32.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I'm 34.
I was gonna say, you actually look a little younger than that. Good for you, dog. Yeah, I was
go.
thinking like 29, 30.
Woo!
But you said you were married for like 13 years, around there, and I was like, he has to be at least 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be one of those young cool dads. When my kid graduates high school, I'm like only 42.
I wanted to be a young cool dad too. But I'm going to be like the old dad. They're going to be like, dude, your dad's like 70, bro. He's like, no, he's not. He's 66.
Is that your grandpa?
Yeah, I'll be like in a wheelchair because my body's just burnt, dude. Just done.
Or you'll be like one of those really ripped grandpas, you know?
Yeah, just jacked. My doctor's got me on just shots, just test. Just juiced to the gills at like 75. Have you seen those guys though? Those guys are jacked. There are dudes who are like hella old that still take tests, like, you know, good level of tests. Dude, it's the fountain of youth, man.
So
It really is.
I used to be a whole lot thinner. I used to road bike over by can do the dump loop and whatnot out in that area.
Yeah.
But I'd always, and I thought I was really good, but I'd always get passed by these, senior citizens. So I'm thinking I'm doing a great workout and all, and then this older gentleman just flies by me, going uphill, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near. I'm no good.
Yeah, because those dudes are roided out.
Oh man, they're good. They do it every day, right? Where I was doing it maybe every once a week or something. But yeah, there's
juicing.
people that stick with it.
Yeah. Well, as long as you stick with it, you're gonna stay healthy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's definitely been proven. Another thing is, they say, I think a study came out that says, if you sit in a sauna or a steam room, for I think it's at least a minimum of 15 minutes a day, 4 times a week, it reduces your risk of heart disease by like 40%.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, which is wild. I guess it's
building a sauna.
Yeah.
Or go to Southern California.
Or just buy one. You can get them on like Costco. They have like I want to say they have the 2-man sauna for like $1,100 or $1,200.
Really?
Yeah, and you can get on Amazon and even find like really nice 2-man infrared wood saunas, like a decent one that I'd probably just put in my garage. But I'm debating on just putting a steam room in my bathroom, just because I have a pretty large master bath, and it wraps around to like a 1-man shower. But I think a steam room, I know a guy who owns a business, and they install like steam rooms, tubs, all kinds of stuff. But he said that like a really nice one he could get me is like a one person for like $3,000, and it's like a steam room shower.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a shower steam room that you can lock and do the steam room. Obviously, it's got like a steam option and like an oil diffuser and all kinds of stuff, which is cool. He said you can get it all the way up to like a 4-person, and it's only $5,000.
Huh.
So I could like do a decent walk-in for like 5, or even like a 2-person maybe for like $3,500 or $4,000, but for only just a little bit more, not even twice as much. You can double the size, triple the size.
Nice.
Essentially. So it's like, do I want to save up for something like that? Do I want to pull out some equity, or do I just want to get a sauna? Because a sauna would be cool, but a steam room is like, if I'm already going to spend like $1,200, I might as well save up another $1,800. Just
get the real deal.
Wait another year, wait another like 6 months or something. I only put like $150 a month away or something for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm weird about stuff like that. I budget really weird, dude. But
in the envelope system.
No, it's not that. It's not that hardcore. Like I don't go, but I do use multiple apps. And like if I save money somewhere, like let's say I was about to go buy a burger and I was like, oh man, that would have been $10. Then usually I'll throw like $10 into like an account for myself as a treat. I'll just give myself $10 and throw it in an account. you know.
Cool.
And I save it up that way. Yeah, I just like throw money in there, and then obviously I have like, you know, I have different accounts for certain things that I do auto transfers for. I'm just very. My parents kind of. They made me really weird about money. Yeah, they always.
Wish I would have did that.
Yeah, they made me really weird about it. Well, yeah, you think so, but then like, you know, it's kind of bothersome sometimes because. Looking back, it really crippled some of my vacations and stuff because I was always worried about spending money when I had money, you know, like I didn't like fully enjoy stuff. You know, I'd always hold back and be like, well, I don't really need to do that. It's like $30, you know, or I don't really need to eat that. It's like, you know, $30, you know, instead of being like, yeah, I need to try that. $30, whatever, you know. So that's one thing, you know, I wish there was a little bit of a balance. Yes, it's nice that I'm very meticulous with where my money goes and, you know, how I invest it and how I, you know, balance my portfolio and, you know, the diversification that I have and everything like that. Yeah, it's nice, but it's kind of like bothersome just because it gets in the way of fun sometimes, you know, or it, you know, it just something I don't know. It's like obsessive compulsive almost. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But it's kind of like cheapskates. I'm not a cheapskate by any means. Like if you look around, but everything you see, like it's all on a budget. You know, everything's on sale. Everything's like all the electronics are all refurbs. I don't buy anything new, and it all works.
Yeah,
never had
great.
a problem with anything. Yeah, I've never sent anything back. So, so for me, it's like you know, you get by. You just ball on a budget, dude. So.
Yeah, I clearly make it rain when it comes to food. So.
Do you?
Yeah.
See,
you know,
I'm slowly getting there. Like when I go to the store now, I'm just like, you know what? I want shrimp. I'm just gonna buy that bag of shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp.
I'm just gonna buy that bag of shrimp. I don't care. You know, where before I'd be like,
I'm gonna go crazy
man,
at the shrimp.
I can't eat shrimp. Yeah, you know, I can't afford shrimp. I mean, really, yeah, I can. Let me just buy some shrimp for myself, treat myself. Yeah, that's funny. Speaking of which, have you guys been on the road at all? Like, do you guys tour? Done anything outside of Boise at all?
Not yet. Not yet.
Have any of you been on the road before? Done tours?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
So it's very possible I may be like hitting the road and doing a project with the band on like tour.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be pretty sweet. And my goal is just to document their tour. So I'll be bringing some podcast stuff and I'll be broadcasting their stuff live, and I'll be doing a lot of first time things, so don't expect it to be polished at all. But it's all gonna be a lot of fun. But I was just gonna say on tour I'm going to assume just to expect to sleep in the van the whole time. Is that usually just because you're on the road the entire time?
Well, it depends. So,
yeah,
you have it.
Just depends.
It depends, I guess, on how your situation is. Really, yeah. I mean, like whenever we plan on going on tour, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna get a hotel room.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I think it's a little bit different. I mean, we're in our 30s,
yeah,
right?
We're all financially stable.
And,
exactly.
And I mean, you take back, I mean, you know, playing in bands till I was 16, I would have slept anywhere.
Yeah.
And right, and I did, right? And I mean, we didn't tour or anything, but it just, you know, you go to parties.
But you can sleep anywhere when you're that age, right?
Yeah, you can, and it doesn't hurt your back or anything. You're not suffering.
Maybe we do it now, we're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, I'm like, oh man, my neck, dude. I just can imagine sleeping on like a, you know, having the armrest as my pillow. You know, not really my pillow, but like, you know, the brace for my pillow. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. But you know what? It's funny we say that, but you know, how often do we say, yeah, let's go, like, get excited over going camping, right? Especially tent camping.
That's true.
Right? And so when you go tent camping, it's sometimes it might be just your arm, right?
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
And so you're paying top dollar to go camping in a tent, right? So yeah, I mean, I think we obviously like the comfort, and when we do go on tour, like to Will's point, we're gonna sleep in a hotel, but push comes to shove, we need to go sit on somebody's floor or something. That's a different story, right? We might have to do that. I think as I gotten older, right, I'm still flexible with what I do, personally, but when it comes to like the family and all that, I usually but I feel like the need to put them up in a nicer place, right?
Sure.
Especially now in life, but yeah, when you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And more power to the folks that just
I kind of want to man it up and just sleep in the van, dude.
Yeah.
I think that is part of the whole experience. And so
just get one of those.
I wasn't bummed when they said that. Yeah, well, I have one.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
and they even said like, hey, if you want a hotel room, we're more than happy to drop you off at your hotel, and you can have your hotel room, and we'll just pick you up. And I was like, well, no, if I'm gonna buy a hotel room, then everybody's just gonna go up there and sleep in the hotel room. Yeah, I'll just pay for everybody at that point. Like if I'm desperate, I'll just make sure everybody sleeps. I just get a part of the bed. But no, I think that would probably be one of the more enjoyable parts of the experience, because you're gonna wake up at odd times. I'll have my camera. I'll be able to catch some funny shit. We'll be able to do pranks or whatever. I think it'll be a lot of fun, just like creating good content.
Totally.
Definitely raw, just basically just like a raw film about everything, road life. That'd be fun. So we'll see.
That sounds fun.
So long. It's a couple weeks, I think. So it's my whole vacation time.
So it's a whole.
I'm gonna
2 weeks then.
I'm just gonna use. Yeah, I'll probably have to use 2 weeks vacation.
Yeah,
which I'm cool with.
That'd be fun.
I don't ever use vacation, dude. Never. I think I only used a week last year.
Oh goodness, yeah.
And I think the year before, I took off the entire month of December.
That's sabbatical.
yeah. Well, when you have so many days, and they already give you so many days off in the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, there's only so many days. And my office, they basically kick me out of the office on Tuesdays. They're like, "Nah, you work from home. Just hang out at home. We don't have enough parking spaces, and it's just." We can work remotely, so there's hey, stay home on Tuesdays, or each team has their day off. So for me, it's I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, sorry, taking the days off at the end of the year. So for me, it was there was literally only 6 or 7 days at the end of the month that I had to take off anyway, just because all the holidays, everything at the end of November. So it just kind of trickles through. But yeah, man, dude, work, struggle. I'm glad you guys are here though, and I'm glad you guys are playing music. How many songs do you guys have that you're gonna play?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Tonight. A couple. Right.
How many do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's right. How many do you want?
We can have as many as you guys want.
We'll make one up. We'll make one up right now.
At least 3. Yeah. You want to play a little? You're more than welcome to strum along. I can tune it in.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. At least 3.
All right.
I like at least three songs, because then I'll publish it under the Unplugged stuff. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So that'll be pretty sweet. And I think you guys will by far sound the best, only because I've had a little bit of time since my last recording to fine-tune a few things, and now you guys are actually plugged in, so the guitar is going to sound way better. It's not going to get picked up in the mic, and it will, but not a lot. And we'll actually probably just have you even move over here, further away from his mic. Yeah.
Or in the other room or something.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal. And we can listen to it afterwards.
Sweet.
I wonder if I can record it in like do a dual track recording so I can do both. Export both tracks.
You should be able to, yeah.
Both the mic and the... I hope. We'll find out. Ada, dude, she's all about you right now.
It's because I have a pincer at home.
Oh, she probably smells dog. She's probably hella jelly right now. Mm-hmm. She's like, yo, you're gonna go home and you're gonna make that bitch jealous. Is it a girl?
Boy.
Your dog? Oh, yeah. Well, what do you call a boy dog? I know they're like, what, sires, if they like sire litter, right? And then
I have no idea.
That's it, dude. I think that's it. Sire, or not a dame. A dame's just a female dog. What's a dame?
Pretty
a
sure.
Dame's a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for everybody who doesn't know about dogs,
yeah,
there you go. AKC certified. Woo! Hallelujah, America. America. Who writes all your guys' songs?
I think we all do. We all come together and just we'll typically I'll come with the riff, right, or a few riffs, and then we'll modify them with everyone's input.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool writing process, right?
So you guys do. Sorry, I interrupted you, man.
Oh, go ahead.
But when you come with a riff, do they whittle it down, or do you find that maybe only the tempo is the last thing that remains from the riff after people kind of tune it to, like, different, I don't know what you call it, octaves or different.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think it's more of understanding the structure, or at least developing the structure of the song, and then sometimes we'll like hum something in his mouth and say, I'd like it to add something to this effect, right? And then we'll come together and figure out how that riff should, is to be translated from what he's humming in his mouth to a guitar.
That's cool.
Right. So it's actually a pretty cool writing process. And to be quite honest, it's from a song structure standpoint, it's actually, we read fairly quick. I'd say, a couple practices. We practice once a week, and within a couple or maybe 3 practices, we have it down.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's impressive. So then how old is everybody in your guys' band again? I don't know how old you guys are, but are they all older, like more mature, like career-wise?
Mature? I don't know about that.
Age-wise?
Brandon's actually 38. I looked at him. He's my age. Paul is, I think, a little older, but not by much. I mean, he's like 42, I think.
Oh, so everybody's like older.
Yeah.
Okay. So it makes sense why you guys can just like play. These guys have a lot more experience, like playing with other people, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. We've all been in bands prior.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed, and there's nothing negative about it, but like a lot of the younger bands that I've had in the studio, you can most definitely tell. You can definitely tell the way that they handle themselves, interact with one another, the way that they communicate, like play. If they're playing music here, you can tell a lot of stuff, especially the dynamic of everything. You can tell based on how old those guys are and the maturity level of playing with other people and having like an interaction within a group. You know what I'm saying? Like that group team setting. Some people can be pretty awkward, in general. There's some awkward people, but you can definitely tell when there's like some groups or bands I've had in here. You can tell there's always one person who's just kind of like quiet, don't know what to say. They kind of get forgotten. Does that make sense? Yeah.
True.
And it could be a personality thing, maybe they don't want to be here. It's not a lot of people like being in a setting like this, or being feeling like they might be in the spotlight or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So makes sense. I'm just saying, usually I've noticed that with the older groups, they tend to be a little more engaging. Everybody's a little more engaged in the conversation. They all have input. There's just like an overall better jive, Yeah.
I think it's just because we don't care what people think anymore.
Yeah, maybe that is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's probably what it is. For
We're
sure.
just like, whatever. We do our own shit.
And I think that's what a lot of people like to hear.
Yeah, we have fun with
real.
it. I mean, it's, I think, if we weren't having fun, I think we'd be, gone by now. But yeah,
Sure.
I mean, it's we love it, right? We jam around even up in the second floor in Paul's house, or we just jam it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's way cool.
It's fun.
You guys are always welcome to come jam here. I have a guy coming in on Monday. He's in a duo set. He plays guitar and his buddy plays drums.
Oh, nice.
And his buddy's going to bring like a little kit drum set. Is that what they call them? Like a travel kit?
Yeah.
Like, so, I don't know, pop-up kit or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's going to be bringing it in here. I've never recorded something like that, so we're going to have to manipulate these mics somehow to make it sound good.
Yes.
But yeah, we're gonna do a little podcasting beforehand, and then they're gonna record. I think they want to do like 3 to 5 songs. So I'm kind of interested to see how it sounds. I don't know if we're recording these, if I'm gonna have to record just the drums, then just the guitar, and then the singing, and then just layer those. I think I may have to do that. If that's the case, I don't know if I can do like.
Well, you have Blake here too. He can help you with miking.
There you
That's
go.
true. Yeah, and he's a little more knowledgeable, and he might actually have a better. I think he's got a better mic. These are just little podcast mics. He's got like a nice like mic for singing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these sound good, but
Yeah,
they're definitely not like. They're not $300 mics. I wish they were, but I didn't need $300 mics to talk.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm going to do, because I'm starting to get more involved and I kind of want to start recording a lot more music, I think I'll start investing in upgrading the headphones. I'm probably going to invest in a couple cameras, like video cameras.
Okay.
So I'll probably mount
Oh, that'd be cool.
nice video cameras in certain angles. I'll primarily still use these though, just because they look really good with the TV.
Oh, they
Just
do.
because,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little more. It looks more like a bulb TV, like like a tube.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it matches the theme of the old school TV, but it would also be nice if I have people in here recording and they don't want that. Like, let's say they're paying me, they don't want the TV over the front of it, have like nice video cameras that can catch them at different angles.
Yeah.
And they'd all be mounted, obviously to hit each one of these mics, but that'd be cool. It'd be something super easy to do. Just a lot of time. But that'd be pretty sweet.
I think it'd be worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. So it's not bad. The studio's slowly coming together, and I think eventually when I'll get it completely wrapped in here.
I mean, you totally have the soundproofing down.
Yeah, thanks. It sounds good. I think if I could close off just like the last like 10 square feet over here,
Yeah.
I think it wouldn't make too much of a difference, but it might. You never know. So, but yeah, well, shoot, man. Did you guys want to play these songs?
Yeah, let's get
let's
started.
go ahead and get these started. We will we'll say goodbye to everybody here on the podcast, but stay tuned because we are going to get a few songs out of these guys, and I'm going to hit stop recording right now. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, give us 5 stars, pass the episode along, and have a wonderful rest of your day.